hop on the bike. I'll give you the quick breakdown. This is gonna look like super pro. Hey, morning triathletes. I'm not gonna tell you a whole lot about this bike. I'm gonna let you know what I did, but I wanna save time so that I can get to the office. I wanna go and tell you all the differences between, hang on, these shoes. I'll hop on the bike, show you the workout, off to the office. I'll see you when I'm there. All right, this is the collection of Skechers runners that I got a couple of weeks ago that I've been trying out for the past 2 weeks. I have 3 runs in on these shoes, 3 runs in on these shoes, and 2 runs in on these shoes, third one happening tonight. And I want to give you a bit of a breakdown on what they are all individually for, and I'll do it that way, because that goes from most aggressive to least aggressive and most built up. This here is the Skechers GoMeb Speed 4. These are the Skechers GoMeb Razors, and these are the Skechers GoRun5s. These are so new that I don't even think that they're on Skechers' website, and they certainly aren't in the pamphlet that they sent me. These shoes are 7.5 ounces, $100 with a 4mm heel drop. These GoMeb Razors have the same 4mm heel drop. They are 7.7 ounces, $110. These Skechers GoMeb Speed 4s are $130. They have the same 4mm heel drop, and they are 6.6 ounces. So they're all really, really light shoes. This is really good for super fast, like racing flat, aggressive type running. This I find is good for like the mid-distance running. I would probably put this in like 10K to half marathon running, or just a general trainer. I would probably put the GoRun5s in the same camp as these GoMeb Razors. There's not a whole lot different. There's a little bit more built up on this, and the footbed is the same. They've got the same kind of feeling. There isn't a ton different between these two. I'm gonna tuck this in. What I'll say about all of them though is that I like them all. I really, really like very light runners. I like runners that have a little bit of spring but aren't squishy. I like runners that promote a mid or a forefoot strike where you're coming off the front of your foot and don't have a really built up heel. I like runners that have a little bit of room in the toe box, so I feel locked in at the heel and not really constricted up at the front, because then my toes rub against each other and I get blisters. All of these fit very similarly, and they've got the same kind of ride. Big fan of this so far. They've all got the same kind of grip with the same midsole that is really light, and they've got all the rubber in the areas that you'd normally hit, on the outside of the heel, on the front of the foot. Apparently these don't last really, really long time. Like, we're not talking about 300, 400, 500 mile shoes, but the offset of that is that they're quite a bit less expensive than some of those like $150, $175, or $190 shoes. As far as dollar per mileage, I'd probably put these the same as most other trainers out there. Compared to, say, the Newtons, which I talk about a lot, they've got a very similar ride, but they were all broken in immediately, whereas the Newtons probably needed about 3 or 4 runs to really feel like they were responsive and not harsh. All of these, first run, good. I've only run barefoot in the GoMeb Speed 4s, and it was for the most part fine. Towards the end of the run, I got a little bit of a hot spot on the top of the foot, but it's a seamless interior. I want to go over here and we'll go to the fancy product shot table. I'll give you a close-up of all of these, and I'm going to show you one really fancy shot. So that is the Skechers GoMeb Speed 4. Like I say, this is the lightest shoe of all of them. A couple of the nice features are, one, a really, really thin tongue. We're talking like basically just a tiny little strip of leather. Not a whole lot to them. I will say that right out of the box, when you take these for a walk, the heel and the forefoot is gonna feel a little bit stiff, but as soon as you get running up to speed, it's gonna be really nice. I'm a big fan of these. Like, as far as racing goes, talking 5K, 10K races, triathlons of a sprint or an Olympic distance, these are gonna be really good. Now these, the GoMeb Razors, are a little bit more built up. I have a very nice sock inside there. Tongue is just a little bit more built up than the racing flats. The sole was nice and responsive. I didn't have that initial period where it felt stiff. I'm a big fan of the colors. Mel seems to think they're Seahawks shoes. Go Bombers. Same sole, just a light strip of rubber, but you do have a fair bit of cushion with just a 4mm heel to toe drop. It does feel like a much more structured shoe than a lot of the other racing flats out there. Once you put it on, you get running and you're up to speed. It's a really good ride. As far as fast running goes, even though these are more built up than the racing flats, you could use these for racing easily because these are nice and fast too. The GoRun5s have a little bit more built up in the sole, and they do have this nice little loop at the heel that you can use to pull it on in transition. So that would be very good for triathlon. Same sort of material on the top, seamless on the inside, so it's nice and smooth, and the same tongue on this that we had on the GoMeb Razors, identical. Footbed still feels the same as the other racing flats, and this is just as light. So these shoes would actually be really, really good for, say, a full marathon or an Ironman, where you need a fair bit of buildup to take the load that's pounding on your body, but you also want that nice quick transition. The one thing that I will say that I'm finding with all the shoes is that they aren't crazy breathable. They do have a fair bit of material on the inside, especially for a light shoe, but I've never found that my feet got sweaty in them. So I want to do one really fancy shot to show you what our social media ad agency does. This is gonna look like super pro. Not too shabby, eh? I'll see you later for a threshold run on the treadmill that I'm gonna use these for. Got a threshold run right now, and somebody is on my treadmill again. These people don't know that's my treadmill. Workouts the last few days haven't been going so super hot, but I've been jacked up about running lately, so I like going fast, and I'm feeling fast today. So I think that this run will snap me out of the little bit of a workout funk that I've been in the last few days. I'm gonna mess that guy up. Shirt. That was tough. I think I say that about every workout, but I actually meant it this time. Got through that whole thing, no cheating. Ended the threshold at 9.5 miles an hour. I was serious. Glad I did it. My body might not be. And anyone who's in between the ages of 27 and 40 and isn't listening to the Spotify old school hip hop house party mix, what are you doing with your life? Look at this. We got Coolio here. Gangsta's paradise for life. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.